Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And if you thought I was super hyped for yesterday's reveal of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, surprise! You're about to be re-exhilarated because we are getting another surprise out of left field character, this time in the form of the white-haired devil, Cable. Yes, the guy who's going to be starring alongside Deadpool in the next movie is actually coming to Future Fight as a playable character. This is not a joke. I am not clickbaiting you, but I will be soon with some other information. This is a huge deal because Cable is a longtime fan favorite of any kind of Marvel property. He is not as popular or not as fervently desired as maybe Deadpool is, but he's on a very, very short list. And for us to be getting Scarlet Witch and Apocalypse and Cable in the same update is insane. I'm not sure what kind of pagan rituals Netmarble had to do, what kind of sacrifices to Bill Roseman they made in order to get all of these characters crammed into one update, but this is incredible. I need to just spend a moment and revel in the awesomeness of this news. So, why is Cable important? We're going to dive into it right now. If you're not familiar with the character, Cable is the son of Scott Summers, or Cyclops, but as you can see, Cable looks a lot older than Cyclops, traditionally speaking, because he has white hair and he's kind of a grizzled war veteran, so to speak. And that's going to become interesting very soon. He's the son of Scott Summers and a clone of Jean Grey, but it's not super important. But essentially, he's born and Mr. Sinister basically organized or set up his birth in order to try and create kind of a mutant that would listen to him, someone like kind of like a disciple. But he stopped not before Apocalypse infects the baby Nathan Summers with a techno-organic virus, whatever the hell that means. And then these future fighters, these people from the future, travel to the present, the 20th century, and they're like, hey, Scott Summers, we can save you a baby. Give him to us. He's going to be the savior of humanity, and he's going to stop Apocalypse in the future. And Laser Eyes is like, sure, whatever. He was going to die anyways. Take my baby. So then Cable, Nathan Summers, goes into the future like 2,000 or 3,000 years, and he grows up to be Cable. He learns how to suppress his techno-organic virus. He learns telekinetic, telepathic, and like technopathic powers, and he becomes a total badass. And then he travels to the past, which is the present for his father, who he looks older than, and he helps save them against Apocalypse. So, needless to say, if Netmarble is designing a storyline around Age of Apocalypse, you better bet your ass that Cable is going to play a major role in that, given the fact that he is a time traveler, given the fact that he's kind of seen as one of the main foils or kind of cards that people, or that the comics play against Apocalypse. Apocalypse is also known to time travel and kind of hibernate for thousands of years and then pop up again, which is perfect when you're being pursued by a time traveler like Cable, or in reverse. And he may as well, or may possibly be a native tier 2 character. We'll have to wait and see if his power level is on par with Apocalypse, or if he's just a badass character that we can tier 2 but is not native. I want to get into some other speculation about the character in a bit, but I also want to forward the idea that we may be getting additional characters, because I think this is going to be a hot button thing, and I know a lot of you in the comments, as a lot of people on Twitch when the announcement was made during the live stream, mentioned it. Does getting Cable mean we're going to get Deadpool? And I want to address that speculation now. I have no idea. No clue. Ryan Reynolds probably has as good of an idea as Bill Roseman, as I do, as to whether or not Deadpool is coming to Marvel Future Fight. If I were to guess, if I were a businessman with a tie and a degree and more money, I would say no, because it makes more sense to profit from Deadpool 2 coming out and Deadpool being in this game. But perhaps they don't want to think that far ahead, and they want to make hay while there's the sun's shining. That's the phrase. And he's going to be the next announcement. That would probably kill some of the fans of this game. Their heads would explode. So I do apologize to all you future head exploders. This one's for you. Anyways, moving on to the actual character Cable. It's pretty interesting and kind of difficult to guess what type he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be a universal type, but as far as the remaining three classes, Combat, Speed, or Blast, there is an argument to be made for all three of those. Now, I think Combat is the most likely class for him, given that most of his powers come from his prowess as a tactician, as a fighter. He's a master hand-to-hand combat. He can fight Silver Surfer, he can fight Wolverine, he can fight Hulk, Red Hulk, Iron Man, he fought Captain America. Like, he's a boss when it comes to hand-to-hand fighting, which is what the combat class is known for. But in addition to that, like I've said before, he has telepathic and telekinetic and technopathic, whatever, powers, where he can use that to, you know, levitate objects, move things. He can use that to create force fields around himself, which is very sounding like a blast type character. And guns can also be interpreted, if they have energy, as blast type machinery or weaponry. He also has hacking capabilities, so we may see him have extra damage to machine types. That would suck, because that's a really lame power to give a character, especially because it'll go on his tier 2 or on his 4-star passive. However, it would be cool if he did extra damage to machine types and Apocalypse was typed as a machine. That would be cool, Netmarble. If you're going to do that, you better do that. Or don't do it at all for either of them. All or nothing there. But I could also see him being a speed type character. It's still very unlikely. But you could use someone like Winter Soldier as an example. I know they're not exactly the same. Winter Soldier had his arm amputated and a metal one popped on. The techno-organic virus is not the same thing. I understand that. But we do have gun-wielding, very good hand-to-hand combatists in the speed class. And that is the majority of Cable's powers. He does not rely heavily in most of the comics on his more mystical powers that you would associate with the Blast class. But I am interested in what you guys think. I don't think I am the most read of Cable's comics out of everyone watching, plus me. So let me know in the comments below what class you think Cable is going to be. And bonus points if you can give me some reading pointers or reading references, like this comic or that comic, that point to where his class should be. So if you're arguing for him to be a Blast class or Blast type, you know, it's, oh, this comic or that comic, or this run or that run, and then Combat or Speed, or if you're really spicy, Universal. What?
Hello, future fighters. I am Roast Master, here once again. You may be wondering, asking yourself, why does he wear these gloves? I don't want to touch you. You are not worthy of the Roast Master. But fear not. Today, I am not here for you. I am here for the one you call Cable? Look at this dude on this side. Who designed this? He looks like Soldier 76, 16-bit, if Overwatch was made in 1999. Please, this looks like toy soldiers from my childhood. Super soldiers, whatever that movie was called. This character model is disgusting. I can hear Josh Brolin puking right now. The haircut is worse than the real Cynicalex's beard. If you took his beard hair and you put it on his head and you gave it to Cable, it would look better than whatever the hell that eraser top is on his head. Whoever designed this needs to be infected with the techno-organic virus, and then they need to see me for some personal roasting. That is all, my fools. Until we meet again.
Wow. Okay, that was new levels of cringe. Anyways, guys, that is the announcement as for Cable coming to Marvel Future Fight. I don't know if this is the end. We're still awaiting uniform announcements for both Wolverine and Rogue, if we're going to be following the Age of Apocalypse comics, and we're going to be, you know, piggybacking off of the Dark Beast and new one-eyed Cyclops announcements that we've already seen, but maybe Netmarble is doing this like mix and match because we're getting 3 characters that we had no idea we were getting, so maybe we're not getting as many uniforms, but we still should be at least getting one for Rogue because of the bios as part of the event, and the event ending is probably when we'll see patch notes by. So until then, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit that subscribe, and of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.